Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little bit. I got super sick with whatever is going around right now, and it really just knocked me on my butt for a solid 3 weeks. Like, I still feel it. I don't know what it is. It's gross. I hope none of you guys get it. It was a horrible time. I don't recommend it. But here we are. We're back again. Missed you guys. I'm glad to be back into planning. I've spent, like I said, I got super sick, and then it was just like that awkward time of like you're trying to get your life back together, but your life is completely different now because you went through something terrible. And now you're like, how do I live my life again? So that's been me for a little while. If you ever feel like that, you're not alone, you know? I feel like that too. So let's go ahead and dive into a weekly spread. It's Valentine's Day week, so of course we're going to use the Candy Hearts kit. So I'm going to start off by placing the little top stickers and the days of the week, and I'm losing my pencil guard. Okay. Let's go ahead and get that going. Okay, flip back over to the first half of the week, and I'm gonna just set these off to the side for right now. And I want to do a lot of boxes for this week. They're kind of a pain in the butt, but I just like how it looks, so that's what we're gonna do. I do need to grab my phone so I can look at my schedule, and we'll get started on that. Okay, let's get started on some boxes. One thing I'm trying to do this week is to kind of get back into my morning routine. I'm still trying to make sure that I'm getting plenty of rest because, like I said, this sickness just kicked me on my butt. And so I just don't want to stress out my body and get sick again. So, oh my gosh, I can't see what I'm doing. The hardest part about filming Plan With Me is you have the camera in your way, and so you can't like get in there sometimes. I'm gonna do this upside down. And so it's hard to like see where the lines are with your ruler. Yep, struggles. I like to give my boxes a little bit of breathing room on the sides. So I do about 2 millimeters of a border along the edge. So that's what I'm measuring out right now. Again, like I said, this is kind of a pain in the butt, but I just really like how it looks. So what I usually do is I'll do one along the top of the planner, and then I'll do one along the bottom of the planner, and then I can use those as sort of a guide for drawing the rest of the boxes. Okay, so yeah, see, so now I have a little guide that I can put my ruler on and line up this way, and then draw my boxes like this. So my first box, I'm just going to do a little 2-space. My weekly layout's going to be kind of hourly, kind of not. I don't necessarily need to see hour by hour what's going on, as long as I know when things are at certain times, and then I can visually see the bigger parts of my day in chunks, and I don't need to be like, okay, well, I'm working from this time to this time. I can just know, like, most of my day is going to be working, if that makes sense. So it's kind of a hybrid of a hourly timeline without being an hourly timeline. So I'm going to do 2 boxes in the morning and 2 boxes in the evening. I'm also going to do a little night routine, and then I'm also going to have a box for dinner, and then boom. Okay, so this is kind of what it's going to look like. Sometimes I can't really explain why my brain's like, this is what we're doing, but this is what we're doing. So here's a great example of how I used the lines to draw out my boxes. So let's see it in full form. Okay, so as you can see, morning routine, I have a good chunk of space for work today, and then I have to feed the horses, dinner, evening things like I need to like put away laundry and stuff like that, and then like before bed routine. So I can see that I have most of my day chunked out to work, which is great. But I don't necessarily need to know the times because I know when everything takes place. Does that make sense? So it's hourly without being hourly. So let's go ahead and write in everything. And sorry, and I'm going to leave the work ones blank for the time being until we get everything filled out. I kind of want to plan out my work days and have like, okay, this day is dedicated towards this, and have that planned out, because that's something I used to do that was really beneficial, and I kind of fell off the bandwagon with that. And so I have an idea, and I just need to try it and get it out of my head and see if it works, and then go from there. So that's my plan for that. So the work ones are going to stay blank for a minute, and then we'll go back and fill those out. Okay, so Tuesday is kind of a weird day because I have to take my mom to a doctor's appointment. If you don't know from previous social media videos, things like that, my mom is going through bladder cancer. Yes, bladder cancer. Gosh. I'm like, what is she doing? I don't know. If you have to take care of someone that has health issues, sometimes you just kind of lose your brain a little bit. So she has a doctor's appointment in the morning, and so I'm just going to draw in these boxes for my morning routine and evening routine, because I at least know I have that. And then as far as her doctor's appointment goes, it's kind of always hard to tell how long they're going to take. Some of them I'm like, okay, I know this will take an hour, but some of the other ones I'm like, I don't know how long this is going to take. So I'm going to do something like that and just kind of block off a little chunk. As far as my evening stuff, it's going to be kind of similar to Monday. So I'm just going to copy that and go from there, and then fill in my work in between that. So see how it's kind of an hourly without being an hourly again? It's like, I know there's chunks of time, and it just kind of works out a little bit better for my brain, instead of being like, oh my gosh, it's 10:30. I need to be doing this specific thing if it's not something I have to be doing. Obviously, appointments are completely different, and you have to be there for those, but the rest of the day is kind of a weird Mod Podge. Okay, and then the same thing's gonna go for Tuesday. So we'll have morning routine, doctor's appointment, work, feed horses, dinner. We haven't quite decided if we're going out for dinner for Valentine's Day or if we're gonna do it another day. So I'm just gonna leave it the same. Evening tasks before bed. Okay, and then Wednesday, I have another appointment in the afternoon. So, and I don't have to feed the horses, so slightly different. Okay, so I'm gonna do something like that because I'm obviously going to work in the morning, and then I'll have my lash appointment and then work after my lash appointment. But my lash appointment is kind of far away because my lash artist recently had a baby, so she's on maternity leave, so I'm going to a new girl, and she's just slightly further away. So I kind of gave myself a good chunk of time because it's also supposed to snow. Ugh, I'm so over the snow, and so I just want to make sure I block off a good chunk because of that. Weather. Driving in the snow is just no fun. Okay, and then Thursday is a relatively normal day. So kind of look how Monday looks. My mom is getting chemo on Thursday, but she has a friend taking her, and it's her short session, so she shouldn't need me, but you never know. Okay, so for Friday's a pretty easygoing day as well. I just have to feed the horses. So, oh, I need to like actually draw my boxes. I'm all like ready. I still have to draw the lines. Silly me. Okay, now we're on to the weekends, which the weekends are always kind of up in the air. I don't usually plan on the weekends, so usually they just kind of end up as one big square. But I am going to do at least the bottom part, kind of like this. I do usually go volunteer in the afternoons, so I am just going to do a big box for kind of morning things and then a big box for volunteering. Our little foster kitten got neutered last weekend, but he was still getting over an upper respiratory infection, so I brought him back home just so I could monitor that because I didn't want to just put him out. They have like free roam rooms for the cats. I didn't want him to put him out with all the other cats and then he somehow shares his germs, and that just creates a bigger mess because illnesses spread like wildfire in a shelter environment. So I was like, let me just take him back and make sure that he's really over this. He seemed to be over it when he got neutered on last Saturday, but I just wanted to make sure, and I wasn't ready to give him up yet. That's the hardest part about fostering. I mean, there's definitely other hard parts, especially when you have a sick kitten, but it's definitely not easy to say goodbye to them, even though it's what you're there to do. You're here to help get these cats ready for their forever homes, but of course you get attached. But I know he'll get scooped up quickly, so that makes me happy. He's a great little kitten. He'll be perfect for a busy household, which is sometimes hard to find, so I know he'll get scooped up right away. He's such a cutie. Okay, and then Sunday, I didn't write in my boxes yet, but that's okay. We'll just do them at the same time. Sunday, I'm just going to kind of do the same sort of thing. But I'm just going to do one big box. And I can write in anything that comes to mind that needs to get done on Sundays. Sundays are usually get ready for the weekdays, but you know, I'm feeling better, so maybe we can conquer some other big things, / maybe get back into a normal routine and I can work on my planner on Sundays instead of on Mondays super last minute in a panic. You guys get it. I guarantee you I do not live a YouTube glam life. My life is chaos always. Okay, so that's what our week looks like. We still need to fill out the work boxes. So what I kind of want to do is draw it out into little chunks as well. So let me show you what that means. Okay, so what I'm kind of thinking is my mornings usually start with admin stuff. Then today was a special day and we filmed a YouTube video, so go us, look at us go. And then I want to do a photo booth sesh, because I need to take photos of past spreads, I need to take photos of this spread, we need a thumbnail photo, all that good stuff. So I'm like, okay, after this, let's take photos. After that, I kind of want to 50-50 split this, slash it might be a little bit more because social media is a monster and Amplify is very needy. So maybe what we'll do is we're gonna do something like this. Again, this is all an experiment. I have no idea if it's gonna work or what it's gonna look like or any of this. So after that, we're gonna do Amplify social media. Then I'm gonna give myself a social media like power hour is what I'm gonna call it, where I take time to cross post to TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube Shorts, all of that stuff. I've found that I'm really struggling to cross post content to other platforms, and it's one of those things that like if I post a reel, then I need to take the time to also post that to TikTok, to also post that to YouTube Shorts, to also do all of that. And I just need to get into the routine of like when you post a reel, you do that. And it's easier said than done, okay? Cross posting is just something I don't have a knack for. And then after that, I'm gonna work on CBD social media. Okay, so that's kind of how I want my work boxes to look like, is to kind of plan out how I'm going to spend each day. And we'll see how it works. That's the glory of being a planner person. You know, the fun part is you get to experiment and see what works for you. You can try new things, and if it doesn't work, try something else. And I feel like planning is just a bunch of trial and error and sometimes pretending like you know what you're doing. So I went ahead and did boxes for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for admin tasks because that's just a given. I'm always gonna have to answer emails. It's never going away. And I know you're technically not supposed to answer emails first thing in the morning, but they're usually not too elaborate. And it's kind of a task that like gets my brain going, versus like going into like designing something or being creative. I know some people say to do that, but my brain just, it's not on yet. Give me something that's just kind of mindless and easy, and then we can dive into the other stuff. But I need a solid hour to get going before I can do something else. So admin tasks are perfect for that. Okay, so for Tuesday, I'm gonna kind of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna split this in half again. And Tuesday I'm gonna film reels. So we're gonna do Amplify reels. And then CBD reels. Okay, Wednesday is gonna be kind of a weird day because I have the lash appointment in the middle. So I'm gonna work on admin tasks, and then I need to start working on Q3 launch things for Amplify Planner. And then after my lash appointment, I'm going to work on designs for Chelsea Brown Designs because I have some cute sticker ideas I really want to work on. Okay, Thursday. Ooh, I'm gonna put here at the bottom, I forgot about doing my social media power hour. I feel like it should be 2 lines instead of 1 line. So I'm gonna put it at the end of the day. for both of these days. Okay, Thursday, I kind of want to do my admin tasks, and then I want to give myself just like a couple hours to tie up any loose ends from the previous couple of days, like if there's social media things I need to work on, because that's the hard part, is sometimes things do take longer than anticipated. You know, you think like, oh, taking photos of your planner, like what, that's going to take like 30 minutes? Like sometimes no. Sometimes it takes a lot longer than that. I'll come up with ideas where I'm like, oh my gosh, I should do that, I should do this, I need a photo of that. And editing photos, like things just sometimes take longer. So I'm going to kind of give myself, after admin tasks on Thursdays, to work on any wrap-up things, and then I need to continue on my Q3 launch tasks, and then try to do some Chelsea Brown Designs stuff as well. So I'm gonna put the social media power hour after that, and then we're going to kind of just put, unfortunately Chelsea Brown Designs doesn't always get all of the time in the day because Amplify Planner just takes up a lot of my time as a growing business. So I'm just gonna say wrap up. And then we're going to do our power hour. We're going to do Q3 launch stuff. And then we're going to do CBD tasks. Okay, so there's Thursday. Let's go ahead and flip to Friday. Friday again is going to be admin tasks at the beginning. And then, yeah, we'll do our social media power hour. And then I usually have a call with Ryan on Fridays. We do a little Zoom call. I know she's feeling a little under the weather too, so we shall see. Usually we do our Zoom calls on Mondays, but she's not feeling well, so guess what? We're doing a Plan With Me video. I know. Take advantage of the opportunity. Okay, admin tasks, power hour, and then Zoom. With Fran, and then I'm gonna leave, I'm just gonna say Amplify tasks. Because I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to be on my list of things to do come Friday. So we're just gonna leave it kind of open-ended for both and go from there. Okay. I'm also going to, I'm like, I don't even know what today is, date this. Gosh. But yeah, that's overall our view of the week. I'm gonna go in and fill out this little top and the side, and then I did pull out some little, I don't know, decorative stickers from like a random Happy Planner book that are kind of Valentine's Day related, and maybe I'll sprinkle those around. I'm not much of a deco sticker person. I also completely forgot to use this page. Whoops, I was totally gonna use these time arrows, but whoops, forgot about that and just kind of went ham with the boxes. So I'm just letting this ink dry. I'm using a rollerball pen today because I was like, oh, those are really good for drying boxes. And I was like, they're kind of also questionably smeary sometimes. So I was like, I just wrote these dates on the sticker paper. Let's give it a second to dry. Usually it's really good, and I haven't had a lot of issues with smearing. I've been very blessed with that. But better safe than sorry. So for my focus this week is Q3 launch tasks. That's the one thing I have to get done this week. It's my biggest task. So that's what I'm going to put in for my focus for my week, because that's what that's there for. It's for your one big task you want to accomplish for the week. That's why we designed the weekly layout to have that. Keep in mind, this spot was kind of meant for things that you tend to forget that you're like, oh, I need to remember that. So I'm trying to think of what I need to keep in mind. I know one of the things is we have some exciting new launch stuff for Amplify. So I'm just grabbing a red mild liner really quick to match this. We also don't have a Zoom call, so I'm actually going to write that down for Patreon. But maybe I'll do on Sunday a Sunday plan together for the patrons. I'm going to put a question mark there. Okay, life balance activity. The whole reason we included that is Ryan and I tend to be workaholics. I'm sure you might fall into that category as well. If you do, welcome, you're in good company, but we wanted to include a section that kind of just gave you had to write it down. You know, you have to write down a life balance activity that isn't work, and writing it down, maybe you'll actually do that thing. But it kind of puts you in a weird, uncomfortable spot. You know, you're like, oh, what am I going to do for myself? And since February is self-care month, I mean, take advantage of this little square. So one of my life balance activities is getting back into routines. After being sick, I just kind of fell off that bandwagon. And I also want to get back into reading because I also fell off of that bandwagon. Now let's move on to our little sidebar. So this one I'm going to use actually for dinners, which might be kind of weird now that I think about it, but it's fine. We signed up for HelloFresh, and we've actually really been enjoying it. But I need to make sure that we like use what we get, you know? Because that's the hard part with like meal plan prep services, is like you sometimes don't end up using them and you're like, oh no, I forgot we had like this, and then everything's spoiled and gross. So I'm at least going to plan out through Thursday, and that's good enough for me. For the habit tracker, I'm going to actually use it for social media, for cross-posting. And I'm going to leave these two boxes blank for right now. I'm actually going to write in, self-care for one. And then write down all the things I do for self-care this week. But this one I'm going to leave blank and kind of see if something pops into my mind to use that for. But let's go ahead and let's add in some cute deco stickers and make this adorable. I am not a decorative sticker person. This is like so out of my comfort zone. But you know what? Sometimes just dilly-dallying is the best way to get into it. Okay. Is that cute? Is that decorated enough? You tell me. You know, make it functional, make it pretty. There we go. This is what we've got. But I hope you guys enjoyed this Plan With Me video. I'm so glad to be back. Missed you guys. I felt really bad that I was like, hey, I'm back, and then I wasn't. But that's just how life is sometimes, and gotta roll with it. But I hope you guys are staying healthy out there. Wash your hands, drink lots of water, take your vitamins. Do it, because whatever is going around is a bad time. Don't recommend. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or if there's something you would like to see me plan in the future, please let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help my channel grow. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!